Intense rainfall in central U.S. causing southern flooding. Little Rock, Arkansas. Historic flooding. At least one death was blamed on the flooding. Intense rain in Kansas and northeast Oklahoma strained aging dams and levees, and a reservoir in Oklahoma that drains a massive watershed hit record water levels. The U.S. Army Corps. Among the drenched Rick and Cindy Gehring, whose Fort Smith home flooded as the river swelled its banks over the weekend. The river also Rick Gehring said the house survived flooding in 2015, but that he and his wife got nervous Saturday after the National Weather Service increased its flood crest prediction. The couple built a neighbor later told them it didn't help much. The home is now. The Arkansas River was forecast to peak at record level in the area on Wednesday. The river levels. A state official said most residents had already been warned to evacuate areas protected by the levees that breached Tuesday, though it's unclear how many did. The Army Corps of Engineers has ratcheted up the flow from a hydroelectric dam northwest of Tulsa, Oklahoma, to 275,000 cubic feet, 7,787 cubic meters per second to help drain the swollen Keystone Lake Reservoir. The popular recreational area drains into the Arkansas River, but water levels as of Tuesday were above normal by a record 34 feet 10 meters. The reservoir drains a watershed of more than 22,000 square miles, 57,000 square kilometers in areas of northeastern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas, where up to 20 inches 51 centimeters of rain has fallen in the past month. In all of the release of water from the Keystone Dam is necessary to prevent the reservoir from spilling over the flood control structure, which would allow floodwaters to flow uncontrolled down the river, said Preston Chastain, Deputy Chief of Public Affairs for the Corps Tulsa District. The flooding was also hitting communities in Oklahoma. In Tulsa, officials warned that levees built in the 1940s were facing higher flows for longer periods of time than they've ever seen. By Tuesday, in addition to the dam's releases, two other rivers that drain separate watersheds are also contributing to flooding, Chastain said. The Neosho River, whose watershed includes portions of Missouri and Arkansas, and the Verdigris River, which drains parts of Kansas and Oklahoma, merge with the Arkansas River in Muskogee, Oklahoma, about 45 miles 72 kilometers southeast of Tulsa. In Fort Smith, residents awaited Wednesday's record-breaking crest, predicted at 42.5 feet 13 meters. By Monday night, two bridges were reopened around noon on Tuesday because water levels weren't as high as expected. But officials said divers searching a van submerged in floodwaters at Fort Chaffee on Tuesday found the body of a man inside. A police spokesman search for location/city.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.